Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're out photographing panoramas with my 5D Mark IV and my 24-70 EF lens. Now really this came about through a discussion in a Facebook group about the merits of that particular lens, and I put up some of my panoramas and undertook to do a video about it. So this morning I'm visiting some of my local favourite spots for panoramas and using the lens, and I'm going to describe how I put a panorama together, and I'll show you the panoramas plus the classic photos in that shot. Thank you. Good morning. Now I just thought I'd run through the basic setup that I use for the camera, and the first thing is that I use a sturdy tripod with a Panorama Head, and when I'm doing panoramas I put the camera in a portrait position. Now that might defy logic, but it uses the width of the lens to create depth to the picture. And usually I do around about 15 odd exposures per panorama. What I do is I set the aperture, I set the lens to 24mm, which is its widest aperture. I set the aperture of the lens at f16, so it's sharp from front to back wherever it focuses. The speed is what I need to get a sharp image, which, you know, if I'm hand holding, it's the bottom number of the speed is the focal length. Now, most of my photos are around about between 12 and 15 shots. I generally do 180 degrees, and I deliberately overexpose by a stop to get the sky in the picture. Now, if you need more information, and I shoot on manual. So those are the basic using the camera ideas. Good idea to get the camera level. I often do handhelds because they're simply easier, and I use the level by using the centre of the viewfinder on the horizon. So that's the simple panorama approach. Thank you. Well, it's time to wrap the video up for the day. This has been an interesting one to produce. It came around a entry in the New Zealand photography group on Facebook by Shannon and Stefan about the 24-70 Canon lens that she'd just bought and that I used. So I entered the discussion in the group, and she started asking me questions, particularly about the panoramas and how I made them. And I said, hey, look, if I do a how-to video on making panoramas, you can watch it. So that's the basically how this came about. So Shannon, I hope this answers your questions. If you've got any more, just message me on Facebook. Anyway, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. Watch this far, you owe it to yourself to think about subscribing anyway. If you like the content, please do so by hitting the like button or the thumbs up button on the YouTube page. Also, if you want to give me some feedback, please do so by making a comment on the YouTube page below where this video is embedded. I really do appreciate you guys watching, and this has been a fun video to put together, and I hope you enjoy it. Thank you very much.